being in the Archers is a bit like being an integral part of a British institution. It's a bit like the royal family in a way, if you know what I mean. And I think we have got a certain amount of social responsibility, because I think we are quite important, not just for farming information, but as a kind of security blanket or anchor for a lot of people who maybe are living away from home or who've been left alone. We're a kind of alternative world and alternative family for them. And I think that's quite an important function that we have.
I wonder, actually, at the top of 14, whether we need the disastrous encounter with them in the Bull last Wednesday when he paraded her under my nose. We could probably cut that as well.
Absolutely.
I haven't seen them out and about anywhere. I think that's clearer.
Yeah, I do.
So we'll cut 2, 3 and 4 on 14 as well.
Fine.
Well, being in the Archers has taken up 45 years of my life, so it's just been a great big chunk of my life. So I don't know what it would have been like without it, without having an alter ego, which has been Jennifer.
What do you think about the ups and downs of Jennifer's life over the years and the marriages, divorces and things like that?
She's had an amazing life, actually. I mean, it's been amazing in as much as it's been lovely to play her, because there have been these tremendous ups and downs and a roller coaster. And going from... She was the eldest grandchild of Dan and Doris, and she was supposedly the brightest of them all. Doesn't say much for the others. But and then she went away to college, which would now be sort of an ultra... grand university probably, and trained to be a teacher, and then she had this amazing out of wedlock child, which 40 years ago is really quite astonishing when she had Adam. I mean, it's been lovely, and Jennifer has had I have had some amazing stories. Jennifer's had a very interesting life. I mean, in and out of marriages, different, completely like peeling an onion, you know, back. Her life has been so different from, you know, not much money, living as a student, and then with Roger Travers Macy, and the dramas and sort of affairs and relationships, and then the marriage to Brian, where she has changed into this very comfortable, socially sort of raised within the village, you know. It's been fascinating to play her.
God bless you. Okay, anything else from either of you? All right, we'll go a bit then. Thank you.
My name's Michael. I'm the programme manager at the moment for all the drama and the Archers.
And how long have you been here,
Michael? About 10 years. Well, with Pebble Mill, 10 years. Before that was in London, so...
Have you done telly before?
Yes, yeah, we used to do.
And how does it compare with television?
It's very different. It's very different to doing a television drama, because we've got half the time, if not less, to do the same amount of throughput. So we end up not rushing, but doing a lot quicker.
How do you like working on the Archers?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's good fun. Beats working for a living any day.
This is where we record all the scenes that are set outside. It's quite ironic, really, that the most claustrophobic room is the one that, you know, demands the most imagination from the actor. When they're on the fields of, you know, Lakey Hill or whatever, they're actually in this, you know, rather sort of confined space. The treatment on the wall here means that there's no echo, which is why it's called the dead room. And basically you can see that the floor is separated into two. We have this concrete side, which we would use for if we were in a yard, for example. And then we have this carpeted side, which we would use if we were walking on grass. We would scatter sort of 1/4-inch tape on the floor for a scene like that, and the actors can actually move around in it, and they get the, you know, very much the sense of them walking through grass or straw or hay or something like that. I'm going to take you through what we call the acoustic snail. So called because it's like a snail shell, and that's what we use for long approaches for an actor. If you are David at the top of Lakey Hill and you're calling down to Ruth, who is here at the bottom of Lakey Hill, the actor Tim Bentinck will be in the middle of the snail shell and he will come around and call. It's only a few feet. It sounds like it's miles away, and if I was to disappear now, you would hear that my voice gets quieter and quieter and quieter as I go until it virtually sort of disappears. And actually, I'm only a few feet away from you, but it does sound like I'm coming from a very, very long way away. So that's a great asset for us to have here in the dead room.
Bye, Brian.
Well, he didn't stay long. Don't think I've ever seen a sandwich disappear so fast.
Well, he's got a lot on. He's having to pull his weight on the farm for a change.
Is he?
Yeah. Adam's not picking up any of the slack at the moment. Why should he? Brian's betrayed him.
And we all know about betrayal.
For some, being part of the Archers cast has been an opportunity for lifelong friendships.
We're like a sort of family in a way, and some of us have known each other for great chunks of our lives. I mean, it's amazing, and we know the backgrounds and we care very much, and it's an institution. It's something very, very different from anything else in the world, really. So it's quite exceptional. It's quite unique, and for me, it's been a very, very special part of my life, certainly.
These men and their damn mistresses.
Yeah, well.
I mean, what is it about them? It's not as if Matt or Brian are young bucks. We should take them both to the vet and get them neutered. I play Lillian Bellamy, Archer, as was, and of course Jennifer's sister. I came into the series about 5 years ago. Of course, the character's been in for many, many a long year, and I took over from another actor. It was quite tricky coming in to the programme. Also knowing that you're filling somebody else's shoes was quite tricky, and being embraced by the rest of the cast. And of course, for Angie as well, you know, suddenly we've got a sister, but she's a different sister to the one that she'd had before. But that's been lovely, creating the relationship. Because of course Lillian is completely selfish, Jennifer is completely open-hearted and warm-hearted, and my character's constantly coming to cry on her shoulder, Jennifer's shoulder. But they're lovely scenes. I love doing those scenes.
You do look a bit tired.
Well, it's taking me an age to get to sleep, and then I'm being woken up too early.
Well, I suppose Sid and Jolene have to get cracking in the morning with a pub to run.
Oh, well, I'm okay. I keep going. I've got the support of my friends, good old Eddie, and Sid and Jolene. You know, helping them to run the pub's a real tonic. And then there's the diary and talking to you.
Well, that works both ways.
Aren't we a pair?
I wish we could float away on a cruise somewhere and just forget about these men of ours.
Oh, well, I'll be rubbish company.
Tell you what, we'll go shopping instead. Next best thing.
Now that does sometimes work.
Tomorrow, you around?
Well, I'll have to clear it with Sid and Jolene in case they want me to do a shift.
Well, we'll do it properly.
Well, I could do with a new bag, actually.
Bags, shoes, scent, lingerie, the lot. Why not? Let's do these men some damage where it hurts. In their wallets.
The trick and the knack and the technique is creating that character just through the voice, whereas of course on stage or in television you'd be supported by the physical presence. So, you know, for instance, for a character like Lillian, if I was doing it on television, I could do it with airs, with looks, with art, you know, but I can't. I have to try and find a way of doing it just through the voice, and it can be tricky, but it's a great challenge. It's a great challenge.
So if you'd like to follow me through the snail. Here's our little phone booth area. This is where an actor who is on the telephone will be sitting. For example, if Phil is calling Jill, then we might have her on the phone in the kitchen, and the actor Norman Painting, who plays Phil, will be in here, and his part of the conversation is played through by a speaker, so and goes to a sort of voice treatment thing to distort it slightly. So this is where he is. This is our props cupboard.